Legacy is kind of weird because I don't know. I personally feel like this is kind of the end, at least for a while. I mean, they could port it, but we can still talk about it. The remake was huge. It's obviously the way that we played it first. I mean, I did play the PS1 version for like 15 minutes, and then just like this is old looking.
Dude, I had the opportunity to buy it in Massachusetts at a game shop for tax-free weekend, and I asked how much it was, and they said $70, and I said no.
Oh yeah,
I said, "Will you do 60?" And they were like, "No." So I was like, "I'm good." No, not because to me it's like, would I really play it?
right.
No, not anytime soon. So I'm good with the 3DS version.
Yeah. I guess do you want to maybe we explain the differences between the 3DS remake and the original?
As best we can. I mean, we're looking at the PS1 version right now, so
Yeah, the game you see is the PS1 version. So if you were playing the 3DS version, you could have the following: fully rendered and stereoscopic 3D. I will say that makes obviously it just makes the world of difference on what this game looks like.
mm.
Um,
Yeah, everyone looks more like, I guess, Final Fantasy 9-ish.
yeah, that's a good interpretation. Yeah, like cartoony but human. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a revised orchestral.
Versus you have these like Super Nintendo graphics here,
Yeah, yeah. It's
sprites.
if I mean, I know a lot of people in our community are like, I don't care about graphics, but to me, it makes a difference. If the game looks at least close to modern, or at least something. Like I have some expectations, and I think Dragon Quest on the 3DS is a noticeable improvement, and I like it.
Yeah, charm to each.
Yeah,
They're both good for what they are. I think that like both art styles are good, so I don't have any major issues. Whereas if you were talking about like Dragon Quest 11, like playing 2D versus 3D, it would definitely be play 3D.
yep,
Because that's like night and day.
yeah, absolutely. You'll get the revised orchestral soundtrack. Means nothing to me. As in Dragon Quest 8 and Dragon Quest 9, encounters on land are now visible on screen and can be avoided in real time. That's pretty huge. I think modern gamers just aren't into random encounters,
Random, yeah.
which I would prefer it to. I see why. It's kind of annoying. The Shrine of Mysteries, formerly the Ancient Fane, has been overhauled. It is much smaller and therefore requires less trekking since its quests were split into new areas. Some boss battles have been dropped. A radar, oh my god. Okay. Huge. A radar has been added to make finding the stone fragments easier than ever. A new character has also been
Oh
added
wow.
that gives players hints to finding them as well. Yeah, so in the original there
Could not play this game without it. Nope.
yeah, in the original that you just have to find the fragments throughout your journey. So you got to basically ask everybody everything, look underneath everything. In this game they have like a little icon in the top in the remake that will start vibrating if it knows that there's a tablet nearby, and it'll vibrate like crazy if it's on the screen that you're on. It's I can't imagine playing this without that. The time warp sequence from the PS version is used only once. Similarly, an animation of a pedestal spinning as the player is warped has been replaced by an effect of being drawn into the destination island enveloped in light. I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
Street Pass stones, a place in the Haven to go online to trade them with other players. Bringing Street Pass stones to the Haven unlocks new dungeons and special story scenes. The player can get Street Pass stones by making a party of monsters from Monster Meadows and sending them into special randomly generated dungeons. Oh, no, to a special randomly generated dungeon. Whatever. Party members' appearance changes immediately after switching job vocations. This also applies to monster vocations, which is in the PSX version, would only change a party member to a monster upon mastery of the vocation. I like that. Job levels go up faster. Thank you. Spell skills. Spell skills for upper division jobs are only usable when in that vocation, giving the last part of the main game more balance. I guess. Overall,
Spell skills are only usable when in that vocation. Is that what they said?
for upper division jobs are only usable when in that vocation. Yeah.
So maybe it makes it harder or something. I don't know. Maybe because of the leveling up, because it's accelerated.
Yeah.
That's why they did that.
Yeah. It's a little restriction. Overall simplification and rebalancing of which vocations get which skills, including elimination of job history hybrid skill system. For example, the player cannot acquire sword dance by switching from a warrior to a dancer. That is really interesting. I wonder how many of those there were in the PS1 version, where it was like you had to go from one class to the other to get a specific skill. What a headache without a guide. Whew. The game's
But
text.
it's probably a nice discovery when you figure it out.
Yeah, I could see that being kind of cool. That's kind of like Pokemon, right? Like how they tried to make Pokemon evolve in new and exciting ways. Kind of reminds me of that.
But you never know if you don't look at the guide, like egg moves and stuff.
Mm-hmm. The game's text has been revised in the fashion of previous remakes. It now uses a mixture of Commonwealth English and regional dialects from other parts of the world in the form of I dialect and or direct translation. I don't know what I dialect is. The names of people and places were also changed, and of course, more puns were added. Thank you. Like that.
Thank you.
So if those make a difference to you, I would get the 3DS game, and I think they should because there's a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah, the only downside is playing on the portable unit, which is it depends how you look at it. It depends on your perspective. I mean, playing on the big screen is nice. With 3DS, the screens are only so big, and but you get the benefit of portability. You know, being able to take it anywhere to a quick save to close your 3DS wherever you're at.
That's an interesting one
I'm
too.
okay with either
because you think that Dragon Quest VII, like it, at first it does seem like a game that's great for portable. Like the first couple islands you go to are like, oh, they're like quick, like you can do them in like an hour or 2 hours. But it quickly, like as they get longer, it's not really that portable of a game. Like it's, at least in terms of play style. You know, like the other one, like you'd think a game that's portable is like has quick bursts. This game starts that way, kind of for an RPG, and then it's like once you get to the desert areas and stuff, it's like no, this is taking like 5 hours, like 4 or 5 hours to get through. Like this is not portable, but so I could see it being kind of a pain on a 3DS for some people.